السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, today's topic is a very common topic that we've heard about over and over again, that we've spoken about and we've discussed over and over again. And that, brothers and sisters, is the topic of the rights of our parents. Again, a topic we've discussed and we've gone over time and time again, so why are we going to go over it again? Why do we continue to go over this topic? Wallahi, it's because there is such a significance and importance in this topic that wallahi, if we gave this topic every khutbah, we wouldn't do it justice. Because even Allah has given it a very, very, very high significance and importance. He has even associated it with Tawheed. With Tawheed, with believing in one God, in Allah. As the example in the ayah that, again, very popular ayah that we hear over and over again, but let's really take a look at it. And that is, of course, in Surah Al-Isra, where Allah Azza wa Jal states, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. And what? وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. That your Lord has decreed that you worship none except Him. And to your parents, good treatment. And to your parents, good treatment. See, Allah specifically put the letter waw. He didn't say thumma, and then He said وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And subhanAllah, look at the word that Allah chose. Look at the word that Allah chose for this. He said, He chose the word ihsan. And subhanAllah, the ulama have stated that this is not simply good. This is the highest form of good. And wallahi, if there was a higher form of it, then Allah would have used that word in its place. It is the highest form of good. And it is not simply a deed. It is not simply an action. But rather it is a state of mind. It is something that we have to continuously do. It is a state that we must consistently be in. That is ihsan, brothers and sisters. And subhanAllah, not only that, but any time that we are not showing ihsan towards our parents, anything short of this is a sin. It is a sin. Anything short of ihsan towards our parents is a sin. That is the significance that Allah has put on our parents. And of course the ayah goes on to say, إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Whether one or both of them reach old age, while they're with you, say not to them what? Say that not to them even as much as uff. Look at the word that Allah has chosen. Uff. A very small, trivial word, consistent of two small letters. And wallahi, if there was a more trivial word, Allah would have put it in its place. So we have to show our parents ihsan, the highest form of good. And we're not even allowed to say to them the most trivial word, uff. We're not even allowed to say that. And we're told to not repel them, narhuma, but speak to them with a noble word. SubhanAllah, look at the significance that Allah has put on the way that we should treat and deal with our parents. So we wonder why. Why is there such a significance? Why do I have to show them ihsan and nothing short of it? Why am I supposed to go above and beyond? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at a story or a conversation between Abdullah ibn Umar and a man. See, Abdullah ibn Umar was doing tawaf around the Kaaba. And he saw a man carrying an old woman on his back. So this man that was carrying the old woman noticed Abdullah ibn Umar. And he ran up to him. And he said, "Oh Ibn Umar, do you see this woman that I'm carrying on my back? Do you see this woman that I'm carrying on my back? She is my mother. And we live in such and such place, very far away place." And he named this province, and it was a very far away province. And he said, "We lived very far away, and I didn't have enough to purchase a mount, so I carried my mother on my back." And he boasting, "I've done this for my mother." Have I given, and then he asked, have I given her in return? Have I done my duty as a son? Have I repaid her? Listen to what Abdullah ibn Umar said. He said, you have done nothing in return. Nothing? I just carried my mother on my back for miles, and you tell me I've done nothing in return? He said, you have done nothing in return, but you have done good, and you will be rewarded accordingly. So of course, this man bewildered. Again, I just carried my mom for miles on my back. What is the justification? What do you mean I've done nothing in return? Listen to this response, brothers and sisters. Listen to the response of Abdullah bin Umar, and listen to the wisdom of this man. This complete understanding. He said, you have carried your mother on your back, you have done this deed, and you have came here boasting, and you have done all this to do what? To repay your mother. And you have done all this so that you can do this deed so that she may pass away. You have done your good, you've done your due diligence, and you're trying to repay your mother out of guilt, looking forward to the day that she's literally off your back. However, your mother, the one that you're boasting that you carried for a mere few miles, this mother that carried you in her womb, this mother that stood up long, restless nights for you, that sacrificed everything for you. She sacrificed everything for you. She did it gladly, happily, with pure love for you. Why? To see you live a long, fruitful life. She did that to see you live long, and you have done it waiting for her death. That is the difference. That is the comparison, brothers and sisters. So in reality, we can never repay our parents. We truly can never repay our parents, but we still must do our best. We must still do our best and show ihsan, the highest form of good. Because wallahi, there's no love. You don't know of the love of a parent until you are one. You don't know that true love, that pure love. So let's try to at least see a glimpse, get a glimpse of this, so that we may begin to understand it just a tad bit. And look at this story. The story that you may have heard before, but wallahi, every time I hear it, it shakes me to my core. Because I don't know that type of love, subhanAllah. Only a mother knows that type of love. See, there was a young boy who was attending school, and his mother was a janitor at said school. And see, his mother only had one eye. So he was ashamed of his mother. He was ashamed of his mother because he thought she looked ugly. And she embarrassed him. And that when his friends saw her, his friends teased and ran away from her fearfully and then teased him about it afterwards. He was ashamed of his own mother. And he told his mother, please, you're embarrassing me. When I'm in school, stay away from me. Stay away from me. And so this man, after he grew and graduated and finally got the chance to get away from his mother that he was so ashamed of, he finally got away to the furthest university he could attend. And he finished his degree and he got married and had children and just left his mother in the rear view. Forgot this one-eyed, ugly woman that he was so ashamed of. And so his mother, his yearning mother, his loving mother, yearning for her son as every mother does, she went to him. She traveled to this faraway place because she missed her son, she missed her baby. And she shows up at that door and she knocks. She knocks on that door, and his children go to answer the door, and they run away screaming, afraid of this ugly one-eyed woman. And so he gets to the door angry at his mother. Why'd you do this? You scared my children. Why are you here? Who invited you? And then with eyes full of tears and a heart full of sorrow, she said, "Oh, I must have the wrong address," and went away. And then, after a short while, the son received a letter stating that there was a class reunion in his hometown. So he figured, you know what, let's go back. Let's go have this little reunion. And while he was back there, he figured, let me go check out that little shack, that little home that I used to live in, a tiny little place. Let's see what has become of it. And when he went there and he began to ask about his mother, again, the one he was oh so ashamed of at once, he asked about her and he was told that unfortunately she had passed away. She had passed away, but she had left him a letter. And listen to this letter, brothers and sisters. Listen to this letter so we can really, again, just get a mere glimpse of that love, because that's all we're really going to get, is just a glimpse. The letter said, "Oh, my darling, beautiful son, how I love you so and how I've missed you. I heard of your class reunion and I had hoped that you would come. I prayed that you will come so that I can see you. But I fear that I won't live that long. I fear that I won't live long enough to see you again. So I just wanted to leave you this letter. I know that you grew up ashamed of me and that I embarrassed you, but I just wanted to explain to you that when you were a child, when you were a little baby, you got into an accident and you lost your eye. My flesh and blood lost his eye. So I couldn't bear to have my child go through this life scarred and with only one eye. So I took it upon myself and I gave you one of my eyes so that you can see through it. So that you can see through it. So this same eye that he was, this missing hole that he was ashamed of his mother and he was embarrassed of, was a sacrifice. And the story, well, when I hear it, I'm like, wow, it's a powerful story. What a mother. What a mother. But wallahi, brothers and sisters, do not be surprised by this story, because I guarantee you, any one of your mothers, if she had the opportunity to do so, she would have. Because that is the love of a mother. That is the love that we will never truly comprehend. May Allah bless all of our mothers. Ameen, Allahumma ameen. Brothers and sisters, if that isn't enough for you, if that love, that sacrifice, that true love isn't enough for you to be respectful and to show your parents ihsan, if you're not going to do it for their sake, then I urge you, I beg you, brothers and sisters, do it for yourselves. Do it for yourselves, for wallahi, your parents are the greatest door to Jannah. They are the greatest door to Jannah. We don't really comprehend that. And our actions speak loudly than our words, of course. And our actions prove that. We don't comprehend that. We don't understand that. However, the Sahaba did. See, one of the Sahaba, when his mother had passed away, he began to cry. And he cried and he cried. And they approached him, other companions, and they asked him, why are you crying? This is the qadr of Allah. We all must die. This is inevitable. Everyone will face this. Khalas, why are you crying so much? Listen to what he said. He said, oh, you think I'm crying because I've lost my mother because she had died? That's not why I'm crying. I'm not crying because she died. But rather, of course I'm hurt. But rather, the reason I'm so hurt, I'm in such pain, is because my door to Jannah has closed. And I don't know if I had gained Jannah. I don't know if my mother has forgiven me. I don't know if I have done the best that I could do to my mother. And that door is shut. See, because this Sahabi, he knew the importance of our parents. He knew what it meant and the significance it is to Allah. Because wallahi is one of the greatest deeds. The Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was asked once. He said, O Rasulullah, what is the greatest deed in the eyes of Allah? He said, first and foremost, the prayer on time. And he said, and then what? He said, birrul walidain. Birrul walidain, treating your parents with good. And then, jihad fi sabilillah. So subhanallah, treating our parents well and kindly and respectfully is higher, and we will receive more reward in it than jihad. And the hadith are many that explain this. That explain that birrul walidain is even higher and of more significance than even jihad, subhanAllah. So again, brothers and sisters, if you're not going to do this for your parents, do it for yourself. Take advantage of this opportunity before that door gets shut on you. Take advantage of this opportunity. Be greedy. Yes, be greedy with it. Be selfish. Anytime that you have, that you can spare, even if it's a simple phone call. Give it. Call your mother or your father. Wallah, you don't know the joy that will overcome them and the great reward that you will receive. Again, be greedy. And also remember that there is a flip side to this. There's another side to this coin. Yes, there's a great reward for pleasing and being kind to your parents and showing them ihsan, but there's also great punishment for not doing so. Again, we said that anything short of ihsan, the highest form of good, anything short of that is a sin. Anything short of that. And brothers and sisters, again, if you're not thinking of your parents, think of yourselves. Because as we know, what goes around does come around. And let's look at this story. Another story of a man that was an older man who had many sons, and as he grew older and older, his children, la hawla wa quwwata illa billah, started becoming patient. Patient with what? With him. They wanted their father, this old man in the corner, to die off so that they can inherit him. La hawla wa quwwata illa billah. They wanted their father to die off so they can inherit him. Thinking of this world as if it was of any significance. So these children made a plot. They said, you know what, we're going to go on Umrah. We're going to take our father and we're going to go on Umrah. And once we get there, we're going to leave our father there. So they did so. They went there, they took their father, and once they got to an area under a tree, they told their father, oh father, just wait under the shade of this tree. Wait under the shade of this tree. And we'll be back for you. Don't worry, we're going to go and we're going to come right back. But the father protested. He said, no, leave me under that tree. Under that tree? What's the difference? What's the difference if it's this tree or that tree? Listen. He said, because that's where I left my father when he was in old age. So I want to be left under the same tree. Kama tudin tudan, brothers and sisters. So again, if you're not going to do it for your parents, for the true love and the patience and everything that your parents have given to you, do it for yourself, brothers and sisters. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So again, brothers and sisters, we have spoken about the significance of our parents in our lives and the fact that we must show them ihsan, the highest form of good, and that anything short of it is a sin. And we spoke about the reward, the great reward of treating our parents with ihsan and the punishment of not doing so. And that truly, if we tried, we could never really repay our parents, but that we still must do good unto them. So let's look at just a couple ways of doing this. The first of which, brothers and sisters, and this applies, of course, if your parents are still alive or if they have passed. Even if they have passed. And that is to make dua for them, make supplication, pray for them, ask Allah to forgive them, to have mercy on them. Make constant prayer for your parents. Try to associate in every salah and every sajda Every opportunity, make dua for your parents. Because again, wallahi, you don't know that love until you are a parent. That true, pure love. And another way that we can do good unto our parents is to give charity on their behalf. To give charity on their behalf. So if your parents have passed away, you can give and say, I want this to be in Mizan who? In the scale of who? My parents. I want to be in the scale for my parents. And again, brothers and sisters, when it comes to deeds, you must be greedy. Again, I'm very greedy when it comes to ajr, when it comes to akhirah, very competitive. وَسَابِغُوا فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ. Compete in goodness. So if we're going to invest, if we're going to give charity unto our parents, why not give something that is continuous, something that is going to continue to work? And that is a sadaqah jariyah. That's going to continue to give our parents reward until the day of judgment. Again, being greedy with it. So alhamdulillah, my dear beloved brothers and sisters, we are here today with just that opportunity. We are here today on behalf of Masjid al-Salam, DCC, the Dearborn Community Center, a masjid located in Dearborn, Michigan. And as I'm sure many of you know, it is a very concentrated area of Muslims. And due to that, the masajid are becoming very packed. Too packed, really. And so we are here seeking the help of our brothers and sisters here in Texas to help us expand these masajid so that we may all be able to congregate under one roof for one reason, and that is Allah Azza wa Jal. So brothers and sisters, inshallah, after the salah we have a very, very brief fundraiser, and we will have boxes towards the back, inshallah, and in the women's side, sisters, there's also a box. Actually, my mother is here. SubhanAllah, my mother is also looking for the ajr. She is there with a box for you as well. We will also have a credit card machine for those who would like to donate via credit card. And again, brothers and sisters, this is an opportunity not only to give on your parents' behalf, but again, anything short of ihsan is what? A sin to our parents. So if we really evaluate the relationship that we have with our parents, how many of us can actually say we have given them ihsan? So in other words, we have a lot of sins to make up for. So if you're not going to donate on their behalf, at the very least, take advantage of this opportunity to donate on your own behalf, because as we know, charity extinguishes these sins. Barakallahu feekum. Ya ibadallah, inna Allah wa malaikatu yusalluna ala nabi, ya ayyuha alladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم لا تدع لنا في يومنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته. اللهم أعزنا وأعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم اغفر لآبائنا وأمهاتنا. اللهم ارحمهما. اللهم ارحمهما. اللهم اجعلنا من المحسنين إليهم. اللهم اجعلنا من المحسنين إليهم. اللهم اجعلنا من المحسنين إليهم. اللهم اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله تعالى أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا واعتدلوا سووا صفوفكم رحمكم الله. Please fill the gap. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم الله سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله الله
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Again, my dear beloved brothers and sisters, we are here today visiting you from the DCC Dearborn Community Center in Dearborn, Michigan, asking for your help. Asking for your help because, again, the area, mashallah, I can see this place is very packed as well. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to expand our masjid, inshallah, so that we can accommodate everybody. And again, today, inshallah, we'll have a very brief fundraiser, again, to give on our parents' behalf and to give. Khair, inshallah. I guess we're not going to be having a fundraiser up here, but inshallah we'll be towards the back, again with a credit card machine for those who would like to donate via credit card, and we'll also have a box, inshallah. And at the very least, I'd like to at least give salam, because that is a form of charity. So I'd like to at least give salam to each and every one of you. Barakallah feekum, and thank you for inviting us all to your masjid. Wa jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. Very quickly, Brother Jahan Mir, his mother passed away in Pakistan. May Allah give her maghfirah, give her highest place in Jannah, and forgive all her shortcomings. Brother Basit Ameed, his dad passed away in Pakistan also. May Allah forgive him and give him maghfirah and grant him highest place in Jannah as well. Sheikh Mubin has a program tomorrow over a cup of coffee at noon in a coffee shop. Details are on the website, inshallah. And last thing is that the Islamic Center of Aubrey is inshallah opening on January 11th. The Jummah prayer is going to be at 1:45 p.m. inshallah. That's going to be the first prayer. Inshallah, they will be conducting all 5 prayers. Jazakumullah khair.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, today's topic is a fairly common topic, a topic that we have spoken about and heard about and discussed time and time again. And that, brothers and sisters, is the topic of the rights of our parents. Again, we've spoken about it time and time again, but why? Why do we continue to speak on it, and why are we going to speak about it again today? That is because, brothers and sisters, wallahi, if we sat here and gave this topic every single khutbah, we would not do it justice. We would not do it justice. Because it is way too significant. It is way too important in our lives. And no matter how many times we speak about it, we will still need to be reminded about it. It is so significant that even Allah has associated it with Tawheed. Allah has associated it with Tawheed, in the belief of one God. And the evidence of that is in the very popular and famous ayah in Surah Al-Isra. And that is, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. And what? وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. That Allah has decreed that you worship none but Him. And to your parents, to treat them with goodness. SubhanAllah. Allah said, and. Allah said, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. He did not say ثُمَّ and then. He said, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. See, Allah is putting it at the same level as Tawheed, subhanAllah, of course after, but at the same level. And look at the word that Allah chose. He chose ihsan. Ihsan, which is the highest form of good. The highest form of good. And wallahi, if there was a word higher than it, Allah would have put it in its place. It is the highest form of good. And anything short of it is considered a sin. If you treat your parents with anything other than the highest form of good, it is considered a sin. SubhanAllah. That is the importance and significance that Allah has put on this topic. As the ihsan is not simply just a good deed, but it is a state of mind. It is continuous, and that's why we must continually be reminded of it. Ihsan, brothers and sisters. And of course the ayah continues on. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. That whether one or both of them reach old age with you, say not to them as much as uff. Uff. Very, very small, trivial word consisting of 2 letters. And the ulama have stated that, wallahi, if there was a word more trivial than uff, Allah would have put it in its place. So Allah has instructed us that we treat them with the highest form of good, and that we don't even express as much as uff towards them. Not even that small amount of discomfort. Not even that. Because they don't deserve that. They deserve greater than that. They deserve ihsan, brothers and sisters. But why do our parents deserve ihsan? Why do we keep hearing about this? Why do they need to be treated with the greatest form of good, the highest form of good, and anything short of that is a sin? Why is that? Let's take a look at a few stories here. The first of which is a conversation between Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu and a man who was doing tawaf around the masjid, around the Kaaba, and he was carrying an old woman on his back. And so when he saw Abdullah ibn Umar, he said, "Oh Ibn Umar," he ran towards him, he rushed towards him. "Oh Ibn Umar, oh Ibn Umar, you see this woman that I'm carrying on my back? You see this woman that I'm carrying on my back? This is my mother." Boasting, proud. "This is my mother. And I have carried her on my back from such and such province." And he named a very far away province. See, he explained that I did not have enough to buy a mount. So, I carried her on my back. I carried her on my back. And now I'm doing tawaf with her around the Kaaba. He asked, have I done my duty? Have I done my duty as a son? Have I returned my favors onto my parents? Listen to what Ibn Umar said. He said, no. No, you have not returned. You have not done so. And this man just carried his mother on his back for miles. And he's telling him, you have not. You've done nothing in return. You've done nothing in return. But you have done good, and you will be rewarded accordingly. You have done nothing in return, but you have done good, and you will be rewarded accordingly. So he was just as bewildered as all of us. Why? I mean, again, this man carried his mother for miles, and he's done nothing in return. Listen to the reason that Ibn Umar stated this. Listen to the wisdom, the hikmah behind this. Listen to this answer, listen to this reply. He said, because you are doing this to repay your mother. You're doing this out of guilt. And you are doing it looking forward to the day that she dies and she's literally off your back. However, your mother's case, your mother who carried you in her womb, your mother who went through agonizing pain that you will never know, and that she endured and suffered all of this for you, your mother did all of this for what? And out of what? Out of pure love for you. Out of pure love, brothers and sisters. And she did this looking forward to you having a long, healthy life. She did this so that you may live a long, healthy life. And you're doing it looking forward to the day that she passes away so that you can say, I've done my duty. SubhanAllah. Is that not the case? Do we see, brothers and sisters, that no matter how hard we try, we really can never repay our parents, but we still must try our utmost best to show them ihsan. Again, the highest form of good and nothing short of it. Because again, their love is the love that you would never know unless you were a parent. That pure, sincere love. Again, we could never understand it until you are a parent. But let's look at another story so that we may at least get a quick glimpse into this love of a mother. There was a young boy who, while he was attending school, his mother was a janitor at that very same school. And see, his mother only had one eye. And this young boy was, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, he was ashamed of his mother. He was embarrassed because she had one eye. He was ashamed of his own mother because she had one eye. And she embarrassed him. And his friends ridiculed him. His friends ridiculed him. And so he told his mother, please, when I'm at school, don't speak to me, don't come near me, don't approach me. You embarrass me. I'm ashamed of you. He looked his own mother in the face and told her this. His own mother, he stated to her that he's ashamed. He's embarrassed of his mother. And so he carried this shame in his heart of for his mother until he graduated. And after he graduated, he found the farthest university that he could find so that he can get as far away from his ugly, one-eyed mother. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Which he did. And he attended the school. And he graduated. And he got married. He had children. And so many, many years down the road, his loving mother yearned for her son, as every mother does. She yearned for her baby. So she found out where he lived, and she traveled to that faraway land just to visit her son, just to see her son that she's been missing, this son that was ashamed of her. So she knocked on his door. She knocked on his door, and his children answered. And when they seen her, they ran away, scared, frightened, screaming. And so when he approached the door and realized who it was, he became angry. He yelled at his mother, "Why are you here? You scared my children. What are you doing here?" So this mother, with tears in her eye and sorrow in her heart, she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I must have the wrong address." She went away. This man who was ashamed of his mother had the audacity to yell in her face, the mother that carried him in her womb. He had the audacity to look her in the face and say these horrific things. And then a few years went by and he received a letter stating that he had a class reunion. And so he decided to go, to attend. And so he went back to his hometown and he decided while I'm there, I might as well go and visit that little shack that I used to live in, where that one, ugly, one-eyed lady lives. And so when he stopped by, he learned that unfortunately his mother had passed away. But she had left him a note. She left him a note that stated, "Oh, my beautiful, darling son. Oh, my darling son. How I miss you. How I yearn for you. I learned that you have a class reunion coming up, and I had hoped that you may come so that I may see you again. But I fear that I won't be able to do so. I fear that I won't have the chance to see you and that I may die before that. So I just wanted to share with you something. And that is, my dear son, that when you were young and you were just a baby, see, you had an accident. And due to this accident, you lost one of your eyes. And so me, as a mother, I couldn't bear the thought of my son going through this life with only one eye. So I did what I had to. And I gave you my eye. I gave you my eye so that I can see through yours. This scar that he was so ashamed of, this woman that he was so ashamed of, had given him greater than he could ever imagine, and never said a word about it. Never said a word about it. See, when I hear this story, and I've heard it several times, and subhanAllah, I ponder over it, and it always gets me for many reasons. First of which is, again, the fact that she never brought it up. She never brought it up, subhanAllah. And that is true love. That is true love. But not only this, but I thought to myself, what an outstanding story, what an incredible story. Wow, what a great woman, right? But see, brothers and sisters, what we don't realize is, wallahi, every single one of us, if we were put in that same situation and our mothers had the same opportunity, they would do the exact same. Because that is the love of a mother. And that is something that we could never truly understand. That pure, pure love. So brothers and sisters, if that true love, that sacrifice isn't enough for you, if that love isn't enough for you to do good, to show ihsan towards your parents, if that isn't a good enough reason, if you're not going to do it for your parents' sake, brothers and sisters, I urge you, I beg you, please do it for your own sake. Because wallahi, our parents are the greatest doors to Jannah, to paradise. See, we don't understand this, but we really don't truly understand this, and our actions speak for themselves because, if we look at the Sahaba, they understood this. They knew what it meant. They understood the significance of this. And an example of this is in one of the Sahaba when his mother had passed. He began to cry and cry. He would weep. And so the other companions confronted him and told him, brother, khalas, it's qadar Allah, she passed away. It's qadar of Allah, we all must pass. But listen to what he replied. He said, you think I'm crying? You think I'm crying because of her passing, because of her death? I'm not crying because of that. Of course, I'm hurt. But what I'm really crying about, what's really hurting me, is the fact that my door to Jannah has been closed, and I don't know if I had earned it. That is the significance that is put on our parents, brothers and sisters. That is the greatness, the great reward that we have in our parents. The great reward. See, the Rasul ﷺ was asked once, what is the greatest deed in the eyes of Allah? And he stated, prayer on time. What's next? After that, Ya Rasulullah. He said, being righteous to your parents. And then what, Ya Rasulullah? Jihad fi sabilillah. SubhanAllah. So our parents are greater. The reward for serving our parents is greater than even jihad, SubhanAllah. Does this not illustrate the significance yet? Do we not fully comprehend the significance of what it means to be good towards our parents? So brothers and sisters, again, I beg and I urge you all to take advantage of this opportunity while you still can. Take advantage before that door is closed. Compete. Be greedy. Yes, be greedy. Be competitive. You know, if you have siblings, compete with your siblings for that ajr. Any chance you have, give them a call. Visit them, stop by. Wallah, even a brief few minutes. You don't know the joy that overcomes your parents. That my son or my daughter has reached out to me simply to check up on me, simply to tell me, Jum'ah Mubarakah. If we understood the reward of it, we'd never let that opportunity slip. And at the same time that we have very, very high, great reward in serving our parents, the flip side of the coin, the other side, is that there is severe punishment for not doing so. Again, brothers and sisters, ihsan is what? The greatest, the highest form of goodness. And anything short of that is a sin. Anything short of ihsan is a sin. And those, Rasulullah ﷺ stated that those who do not achieve paradise through their parents and that door gets shut on them, they are cursed. They are cursed. La hawla wa quwwata illa billah. So again, brothers and sisters, take advantage of this opportunity while you still can. And again, if you're not going to do it for your parents' sake, do it for your own sake. If you're not going to have mercy on them, have mercy on yourself. And remember also that what goes around comes around. How you treat your parents, your children will do likewise. See, there was a story of a man who had several children, and when he aged and became older and older, his children, la hawla wa quwwata illa billah, became impatient with him. Why? They wanted him to pass away. They wanted to get him off their back so that they can what? Inherit his worldly things. These materialistic, finite things. They wish death upon their own father for this world, for this dunya. And so they plotted. They plotted, brothers and sisters, and they said, you know what? We're going to go to Umrah with our father. And then we're going to find somewhere, and we're going to leave him there to die off. So they did this, and they went to Umrah. And so they approached the tree, and they told their father, oh, Father, just wait under the shade of this tree, and we'll come back for you shortly. Just wait, and we'll be right back. But the father protested. He said, no, leave me under that tree. That tree? What's the difference? What's the difference between this tree and that tree? Why was he so insistent on this? Well, listen why. He said, because that is the tree that I left my father under when he was in old age. Kama tudin tudan. Brothers and sisters. Barakallahu fikum. Astaghfirullah li wa lakum li sa'il al-muslimin fastaghfiruhu innahu huwal ghafurur rahim. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, today we have spoken about the significance and the importance of showing our parents ihsan. And we have spoken about the great reward that comes with it, and also the great punishment that comes with doing anything short of it. Anything short of ihsan. So let's take a look at a few ways that, again, we can't fully repay our parents. We can never really fully repay them, but we still must do our best. So let's look at it just a couple ways. The first of which is to give dua, supplication. Pray for your parents. Ask Allah to have mercy on them. Ask Allah to forgive them. Ask Allah to grant them paradise. Make constant dua for them. Every opportunity in your sujood, any chance you have. You're driving down the road, make dua for your parents. Make dua for your parents, brothers and sisters. Even if, and especially if they have passed away. Especially if they have passed away. And second is give charity on their behalf. Give charity on their behalf. And subhanAllah, again, brothers and sisters, I speak about this a lot, about being selfish and competitive with the ajr. And وَسَابِقُوا فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ. We must compete, try our best to get as much ajr as possible. So when I look at this point of giving charity on their behalf, and then I think about the fact that we have sadaqah jariyah, continuous ajr that continues to go until the day of judgment, I think, wow, what a great opportunity. What a great investment for charity and ajr. Well, brothers and sisters, that is the exact opportunity that we have here today. See, we have come here today from DCC, Dearborn Community Center, located in Dearborn, Michigan, a place that I'm sure you all know is very concentrated with Muslims. And so, subhanAllah, the masajid are becoming more and more packed. So we are finding it more and more difficult to accommodate everyone. So we are here asking for all of your help, inshallah. All of your help. So we may expand the masajid. We may expand this masjid so that we all can come for one sake, for one reason, and that is for Allah. So alhamdulillah, we have the opportunity for you today to give on behalf of your parents a sadaqah jariyah that will continue to go for every rak'ah, for every sajda, for every person that comes for khutbat al-jum'ah. And again, if you're not going to do it for their sake, at the very least do it for your sake. Because as we spoke about, that anything short of ihsan is a sin. And so if we really look at ourselves and we evaluate the relationship that we have with our parents, or had with our parents, how many of us can say that we showed them ihsan, that we truly fulfilled this ihsan? I don't think many of us can raise our hands now, could we? And so for that very fact, again, if you're not going to do it for their sake, brothers and sisters, I urge and I beg you, at the very least, do it for yourselves. If you're not going to have mercy on them, have mercy on yourself. Because as we know, charity extinguishes sin. So inshallah, after the salah, I will be towards the back, inshallah. We have a box. There are a couple boxes. I know people were confused. It's the one without the cover. Inshallah, we also have a credit card machine for those who would like to donate via credit card. And the women's side, we also have a box. Actually, my mother is here, jazakallah khair. She's also like me, looking for the ajr, alhamdulillah. So sisters, fear not, you have an opportunity to partake in this ajr, inshallah, after the salah. So again, brothers and sisters, I urge us all to take advantage of this opportunity before it slips, because we don't know when the last opportunity we'll have. Barakallahu feekum. Ibadallah, inna Allah wa malaikatu yusalluna ala nabiy ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم لا تدع لنا في يومنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا مسلما إلا رحمته. اللهم اغفر لآبائنا وأمهاتنا. اللهم ارحمهما. اللهم اغفر لهما. اللهم اجعلنا من المحسنين إليهم. اللهم اجعلنا من المحسنين إليهم. اللهم اجعلنا من المحسنين إليهم. اللهم اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله تعالى أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
استووا استقيموا صلوا صلاة المودع. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
Assalamu alaikum, just a few quick announcements. Brother Jahanmir's mother passed away, and Brother Basit Hamid's father passed away. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant mercy to the departed, and that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant sabr jameel to the family. Ameen. Inshallah, tomorrow Sheikh Mubin Kamani will have his elevation group over a cup of coffee at Nerdvana at noon. Please do your best to attend. That's for ages 18 to 35. And inshallah, starting January 11th, Aubrey Masjid will be open for Jummah Salah. Jazakallah khair.